Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thought I would bring you a fun fold card tonight and I hope you enjoy it. I will have to say that I saw it from another demonstrator. I happened to be like surfing on YouTube and saw Karen Titus show some cards that she had gotten. So I did my own little take on it, but tonight I'm going to do her way also so you can see both ways. I did write my PDF on my way, as far as cutting the DSP and that you can get over at my Facebook group, which is Stamp Crazy VIP. I've lost my host code and all that. There it is. So anyway, you can get that over there. I do have a host code. I also have my online store address. When I put the camera down, you will be able to see that. I do want to tell you that I was offering this kit. If anybody wants to buy that from me, it's a $13 kit, and I'm going to be drawing a name for a mystery box gift that I'm going to give away to the people that buy that gift, that kit from me. Very cute kit. I got mine today. I have not put it together yet. I'm going to actually put that together on a Facebook Live video on my in my Stamp Crazy VIP group on Facebook. I do videos with them all the time, and told them that I would show that over there. So I will be doing that, as well as it will be on my business page, which is Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes. It's named the same thing as my YouTube channel is here, so it can be found there. And hopefully I will do one for YouTube also. The only thing is, I only have a couple kits right now. I'm getting ready to order some more tonight, hopefully, when I get done with this. But right now I'm going to show you, it's called the Impossible Flat Fun Fold. And I'll show you what stamp sets that I have been using with that, and we will make a card real quick, okay? So let me turn my camera. If you happen to get dizzy, just close your eyes for a minute, and so I don't drive you crazy. Here we go. That was a quick flash. Jeez. But anyway, also, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to my channel. And also hit the share button, because you never know when someone might come across and want to see a video, and you will be able to share that with them. So I am going to refresh my computer here, so I'll be able to see that I stay in focus with you guys. And here we go. My card is in here. I'm getting ready to show that to you. That's my templates. Here is my host code to order online. That is my online store. You can also contact me if you would like to order from me. If you would like to join my team, now till the end of the month is a great time to join. For $129, you can get the small Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the mini one, plus $175 worth of product that you get to pick. So that's a very good deal. That's like $230 for $129, something like that. It's saving you a lot of money. You do not have to pay shipping on that order. You just have to pay the taxes. So if you're interested in that, also let me know. I would love to have some new team members. It's always nice to have fresh faces on your team, and I would really like to do that. I am going to try to bring my camera down just a little bit so that you're going to be closer to watching this. There we go. I think that might be a little bit better. So we are going to get started. And first of all, I told you I have a PDF. Looks like this. Has a picture of the cards. It's got everything I used. It's got directions. And for this particular card, I have pictures of the templates that I made for the card. Okay? These two templates here are for the one like Karen made. And mine are just the DSPs cut into mats. And I'll show you that, and you'll understand what I mean here in just a minute. So, my card is in here, so let's take it out. So when we pull our card out, as soon as I can get a hold of this, and we pull it out, it automatically pops up. It will just pop up. It lays on a table. So someone could put that on their bedside table or wherever, up on a mantle. And that is your card. I did have a zesty birthday with the lemons. It is called the Sweet Citrus set, which is right here. I also used the Sweet Citrus dies with that. And there is also, it's right here, the embossing folder, which I did not use on this card that you see right here. But when I did another card, I already mailed it off. So today I used this. So we may use this also, just so you can see what it's like to use the hybrid embossing folder, which comes with the dies if you ordered. All this is a bundle right now. And then I just stamped my envelope with the flowers that come with the set. So let's get started. We're going to have to cut some papers and that. I'm going to lay this over to the side right here. Let's just lay that over there. If you need to take a screenshot of this, it's right there for you for a few minutes. Here is the templates I made. I keep them with a paper clip, and what I do is I take my PDF, which is right here, with my templates, if I make templates, and I put them in a plastic sleeve and a 3-ring binder, and that way I have it all together for when I want to flip through. If I'm making cards and I don't know what I want to do, gives me inspiration. If I pick this card here, then I have my templates and already, so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so let me show you those real quick. Here's the card template, and I marked mine. You score right here. This is a cutting line, this is cutting, and then this gets folded back, and that's actually your pop-up. So when you fold this card for your pop-up, here's what it looks like when you've got it all cut. This is, when it's cut, it's like this. So in your right hand, you just take and flip that over like this, and there you have your card. Okay? That is all you have to do with this card when you make it. So I am going to show you how to do all that. We're gonna get busy with it, okay? So let's lay our templates over here, and I will talk about them as we go. I'm gonna lay this up to the front there. I'm gonna bring in my paper trimmer. That's the first thing we have to do. And we are going to be using a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 by 4 1/4, which is a standard. If you took a card base and folded it, that's the size that you get. So this is, but we're only using the 1/4 piece. So what I want to do is I want to lay it with the short side across the top at 2 1/8 inches. That's halfway because that's 4 1/4 across. I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to take my scoring blade and I'm going to score that. And I run it through a couple times because I want a good score line. Let me show you something real quick. And I also, Karen was talking about this. She took a piece of the tear and tape, and it's run right along inside my paper trimmer where these numbers are. So the numbers used to be clear, but now I can see them because I have that white paper behind them. Clever idea. I never thought of that. So I was glad to see that she did that. So I just wanted to show you that, and that's, I'm going to be using that in a minute. That's why I wanted to show it to you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my card and I'm going to lay it with the long side across in the landscape position. And I'm going to measure at 2 3/4. And I'm going to bring my score blade down to my 2 1/8 inch mark right here. So what I want to do is I'm just going to press that, bring it down to, it says 2 1/8. And there we have it. Okay. That was the one. Whoops. Sorry about that. I was too close because I was standing up. Now what I'm going to do, I got to do my bottom two 1-inch lines. So what I do with that, on my paper trimmer, I come over here to the 1-inch line. My blade is already at the 2 1/8 inch mark. So I just take and bring that down. And that should be fine, and it is. So now I'm going to move it over to this 1-inch line because we have measurements on both sides, and you'll see the 1-inch line right here. We bring that down. So that is going to be right there. I'm going to bring this back up to my 2 1/8 inch line. Better not snap that in place until I get it there. And then I'm going to cut that. So there I have, my cutting is all done. I don't need my paper trimmer anymore. Well, I will need it. No, I won't. I'm not going to use it in a minute. I'm going to show you something without it. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to take this and fold it. Now, as far as when I showed this today, I showed folding this. You do not really have to fold these two ends right here because they are not going to fold. Because what you're going to do, remember this is like this, so it's going to go like this, and this will come up and be your pop-up. Okay? I'm smoothing down my edges from my paper trimmer. That's all that I'm doing. There we go. So that is that part of my card. Now we're going to bring in these pieces right here. Now when I made my card, you can see there's a lot of white showing because I did some mats. Like this is 3/4 by 1 7/8, which would go right here. And one right here if I was making my card, which is this one right here. And these measure, let me make sure what these measure, 2 1/2 by 1 7/8. And that would go here. That one's not cut right. I cut those wrong. I bet I didn't cut them 2 1/2. Bet I did not. Let me make sure that that's what that is. It might be 2 1/4. Nope, 2 1/2. And I measured them 2 3/4. So let me trim those really quick. We'll just bring in the paper trimmer. That's what paper trimmers are good for. I can put these together, do them both at one time. It's amazing what a little bit of overage does. Makes it not work, that's for sure. So then I would go ahead, and this would be my mat here and back here. Okay? That's the way I did it, and I just did that and left a lot of my white showing. Okay? So, and then these pieces are 3/4 inch by 3 1/2, and I put these right here just to add some color at my top. And I decorated the back because that's where I would turn it over and sign my name. So that is, so you know, they got your card and there it is, you can sign. Okay? So I decorated a 3/4 by 3 1/2 for both sides of that. I'm going to take these papers away. I'm not going to use them because I'm going to show you the other way. I have on my directions, if you go and pull that, I have all of this in the directions. Plus I have that template made to do it the way I'm going to show you tonight. Okay, and these are my pieces that will be my cross pieces, and I'll tell you the sizes of those in a few. Right now I'm going to go ahead and glue these. I'm going to put my ruler back away. Then I'm going to find my, oh, didn't set my glue back in its proper spot. So therefore, wasn't where it should have been. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to glue it down here at the edge. And I have my little score line that kind of bumps it into it, making sure I know right where it's at. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to come to this one and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'll have these two pieces done. I'm just going to fold that down. Match that up with my score line. Put that on, and then I have my two pieces. There they are. So we have those done. Now, to use the template, and here's the template, and what that is, it's cut 2.5 by 4 inches. You come in 3/4 of an inch, score down to the 2 1/8 inch mark, or cut down, and then you cut across. So you're cutting this piece out to where it looks like this piece. Okay, see how that looks? So I'm just going to take this piece, and what I can do right now, I'm going to do this. This will be for this side right there. So I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to make sure I got that on there good. And I'm just going to draw that. And then for this side, I'm going to turn it upside down, so because it's got to go this way. And I'm going to mark this paper. So therefore we used that template. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to, I don't know if you can see that line I did with my pencil. Yeah, you can see it. And I'm just going to take, you could put this on your paper trimmer if you wanted to and trim it with your paper trimmer, but I'm just going to use scissors. So there we have one side. Now I'm going to cut the other one. And I'm going to come up. And I cut that one. And then I have just a little bit of a pencil mark there. So I'm going to take my white eraser. And I'm just going to erase that so we don't see it. And there we go. So this is going to get glued here. This is going to get glued here. I can see my pencil line on that one too. So it's funny how you can see that once you put it against that white. So let's just erase that, make sure it's off of there. I'm going to add some glue. This paper is out of the Dandy Designs, which is a celebration item. And I love these papers. So with a $100 order, you can get this for free. So, and you just want to make sure that that's down. And see, it shows one piece where mine has, see the dip. Need to get it down here and focus. See, this shows one piece where mine has the white in between. So let's glue this one on. It does make it look a little bit different. I like them both, so I would probably tend to make some of each one of them just so it would And I'm going to turn that this way so I can see getting this behind here. And I see a little pencil line. Those drive me crazy. It's about as bad as glue. So we have those on, okay? And there, can you see the difference? How much more white that one shows than this one? It's amazing what just a little bit does. Now to put my saying on, you would want this to be straight. You want to make sure that it's not like crooked like this. You know, you want to make sure that that's laying flat. I got a piece that's 1 inch by 5.5 inch. That is going to go right here for my saying. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Now, when I glue that on, because I have this opening, I don't want to put glue back here. So I kind of look at where I want it. And then I take my glue and I just run it. And I eyeball it and I come over here and run some. And then what you can do is you can put one edge down and hold it, and the other edge. And then that way you make sure you don't have any glue back here, okay? So we have that one. Then this one is 3/4 by 5 1/4. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that on. We don't need it out here in our way. Once you get all your little pieces glued, you're good to go. So we're just going to glue that down. And then I have a piece right here that's mainly a scrap. I'm going to see if I say it's about 1/2 inch. This one's a little tiny bit wider than 1/2 inch. You can make it whatever size your sentiment is. I'm going to go ahead and ink that, and I'm going to put my sentiment, and it says, "Have a zesty birthday." And how cute is that with the lemons? You could make those lemons into oranges or anything that you wanted. Okay, we're going to put that down for a minute, let it soak into that paper. Bring it up. Wipe it off a little bit. And then I'm going to cut it. So let me take my paper snips again. And we're just going to cut. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. About lost it. And I'm going to put 3 Stampin' dimensionals on there because I want it to be held up on my card. Because who doesn't like a card with dimension? It gives it character. And you could put this on any way you want. You could put it over here in the middle like I have it. You know, I mean, over here you could even like do that. And when I put it on, I try to center between the little pop-up or close to it. So there is that. Now we are going to do our lemons. So we're going to set this out of the way. We're going to bring in our Stamparatus, which is a great tool that I have here somewhere. We're going to bring in our Stamparatus. And as you can see, I have 2 plates because I have 2 different stamps I'm going to be using. And I'm going to move this. I just put that in there to keep any residue. And I'm going to stick this right here. And this is just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock too. And I'm going to do the outside of my, actually, I'm going to take and move my stamp down just a little bit. So let's just peel that off, put it on upside down, and I think I want to put it like over here. I want more of this because I'm going to be using it. So we'll take that, just get that down. I'll take my paper snips, put in there, hold my, whoops. It's all right if it's not completely right at this moment. We're going to ink that with Daffodil Delight. So let's just take and ink that up. And what I like to do is take my stamp set. Here's the Sweet Citrus stamp set. And I'm going to put that under there because that makes it nice and flat to be able to stamp. Okay? So let's add some ink. I'm going to go ahead and bring it over. I'm going to rub, get all that ink onto my cardstock, and then I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to ink it again. I want it a little bit darker. That is the great thing about using a Stamparatus. You can ink it as many times as you need to. That way if you miss spots when you're doing a big stamp, or a solid stamp, it makes it nice. Okay, and there we have it. I'm going to leave that for a minute. I'm going to wipe this off just so I don't get it in my way. I'm done with it. Now I'm going to take my lemons, and since I moved that stamp, I'm going to have to move my lemons. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them where they go. I'll bring the plate back over. Okay, now I'm going to take my stamp case and I'm going to put it back in under this one. I know it's hard to see with my camera so close. I'm going to pull that off. I don't need it anymore, so we'll pull that off for a minute. We're going to ink this with the Daffodil Delight. See if we can pull it down some so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to ink that. I'm going to bring it over, lay it, and you can see I didn't get this one really good. You see a white spot, and that's okay. We're going to ink this again. So I made sure that was really inked there. Lay it down. I'm going to rub really good on that one. And that looks good. So there we have them. So let's bring our chamois in. We're just going to clean that up. These stamps stick on here like no other, let me tell you. They are very sticky. So I'm just going to stick them back in the case where they go. I love these cases. They tell me right where to put my stamps. No-brainer stuff. I'll put the other one on there in a few. I have this part over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the flowers, and I'm going to stamp me a piece of flowers over here. In yellow, and then I'm going to stamp in Flirty Flamingo. So I have flowers in two colors. And what's nice about the dies is they have 2 of the flower dies, so you can cut them at one time. You can cut 2 sets out at one time. So let's put this over here. So there we go, we have 2 of those. Okay, we're done with the Stamparatus. We don't need that anymore. I'll put this in. Move it out of our way. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to cut this off right here because we are going to use the embossing machine. And I'm going to show you how we're going to use the folder, wherever I put that folder. So let's bring in, we got to bring in the big one because of the size of my paper is cut. So let's bring this in. We are going to bring the platform and the gray plate. That's what we're going to be using for this die cut. And the die cut, you can open that up and go ahead, whoops, if I can get a hold of it. We are going to line that up right with the okay. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this little piece off because it will rub against my, I just don't have to cut it all off, just the tip of it. I'm going to lay that down, and you want to lay it with the hinge to go in first because that pushes the air out. If you do it the other way, you could actually pop your embossing folder in two. I'm going to lay that on top, and I'm just going to roll this through. Whoops. Did you hear that clank? So here's what we have. Let's get that out. And we have these embossed pieces. Can you see that? Now what we're going to do is we are going to bring in my plates to do die cutting, which is the plate 2, the little thin plate, a plate 3, which is used tremendously. We're going to bring in our lemons, and that's going to go right there. And I'm going to scoot this over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these flowers in right here. And I've got 2 sets of flower dies. So I'm going to put one on the yellow set. Well, let's see. If I turn it over, I will. So it'll fit. There we go. So we're going to put that one there. We're going to take this one. It's going to go here. And we're going to cut all of our dies at one time. So see how we have that? Let's put our plate down carefully. And what I do is I put my thumb to hold it down. So I start rolling. See how we did. Let's bring this out, put this out of our way. It's too big. Okay, now let's take all the pieces apart. Oh, my yellow one moved a little bit on me. That's okay though. I think I've got a couple yellow ones I can use. My yellow one did move more than I wanted it to. My Flirty Flamingo one did not. That's good. And there is my fruit. And I can trim what I want on my fruit. Like this one ended up being a little bit bigger because I didn't have it in there exactly right. And this is what's good. They're unforgiving. Nobody but you's going to know that you trimmed that. So I've trimmed that one because I'm going to use it. I'm going to trim this one. And I'll trim this one a little bit. When you get too much white on one side, like when you're cutting your flowers or anything, just take and give them a little trim. There we go. We are not using that. I'm going to bring in these flowers right here because these, I don't need them. I'm not going to trim them because I have the other ones. There we go. Let's get this out of the way. This out of the way. We're ready to finish putting this together. So what I did here is I took this piece right here, just add some glue, stick it down on your card. Hold that down a minute because when it's embossed, it's got all of that texture in there, so you want it to soak in. I'm going to go ahead and put my pink flower right here. And then I'm going to take a little yellow flower and put that on top like so. Then I'm going to take this lemon and I'm going to put some dimensionals on it. And he's just going to stick up right in this area. There we go. And then I'm going to take and put a yellow flower. And we're going to stick it right maybe there. And then I'm going to stick a little pink flower with it. Whoa. So let's stick a little pink one right here. Then we're going to bring this over. And we're going to add this to our card. So I'm just going to stick him right there. Got my lid stuck to me, don't I? And then I'm going to put a little pink flower with it. And I think that's all the gluing I have to do. So there's our stuff so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take just the basic rhinestones and we're going to add those centers to our flower. Whoops. And then we'll turn that over and we'll put one on that flower over there. So that is our card. And like I said, you can turn this over and you can write your name or a little sentiment, whatever you want on the back of it. You could stamp it again. You could sign, you could put your name in that back here if you put your names on your card. And then you just stick it. I'm going to use the same envelope. And then you just take and you stick it. I stick it upside down, so when I pull it out, it'll flip up. And I just put that in the card. I stamped me a couple of flowers. And there's your card. Isn't that cute? And it's not hard. It's really not hard. If it seemed hard with me doing it with you, I'm sorry, but, you know, just make your templates. That is the easiest thing, and that way you can make sure of how, especially if you use, let's get both cards right here next to each other. And you can see the difference where that has more green showing. This one has some white in there. And that's how you can see the difference of my, how I cut mats, or if I just left that as a big piece and cut it out with a template. And then I'm just going to take my pieces and put my paper clip back on it so that I'll have them in with my stuff, and then that way I always have that. So there you go. That is our cards, and I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it, and I will see you again another time. Everybody have a great day. Bye.